Hello, YouTube divers. This is Water122, and I want to welcome you all to another episode of the podcast for high school sports all across Western North Carolina. Now, this is a video that is extremely late. Today I'm going to be talking about the Brevard Blue Devils 2021 volleyball season recap. The reason why I'm late with this is mainly because I just wanted to wait until the playoffs get done and, recollect my final thoughts on this season, because this was one heck of a season for us. If you've been following my channel since, I would say, since August, late August, early September, then I've filmed Brevard volleyball games. I've talked about Brevard volleyball games this season. And we're going to recap my final thoughts on this season, as well as, how far we got in the playoffs. We got pretty far, by the way. So without further ado, let's get started. So Brevard had a really, really solid regular season. I think they only ended up with like 5 losses in the regular season. That was two times to North Henderson, 1 time to R.S. Central, 1 time to West Henderson, and, I'm trying to figure out that other loss that we had in the regular season. But besides the point, and who knows, it might come back to me later on in the video, but, who knows. That's neither here nor there. Brevard pulled off a lot of great wins, including getting a huge win against the West Henderson Falcons. Oh yeah, now I remember. It was to ACA, yeah. So we lost once to West Henderson, twice to North Henderson, once to RS Central, and then lost to ACA. So yeah, that wraps up about 5 losses in the regular season. But like I said, neither here nor there. They ended up winning the Mountain Foothills 7 conference, both the regular season title and the tournament. I actually filmed Brevard's win in the conference tournament against the Hendersonville Bearcats on my channel. That was my last volleyball video I did for Brevard up until now. And then the state playoffs began. So in the state playoffs, Brevard was ranked as the 5th seed in the 2A West bracket. They opened up with a game against the 28th seeded Moorhead Panthers, I believe that's what they were. They had to drive 3.5 hours from northeastern North Carolina, and to say the very least, Brevard ended up winning that game very big. So yeah, that's neither here nor there. Sadly, I missed that game since the Brevard High Band was performing over at Brevard College that very same day. So yeah, I was very unfortunate to get to see that, but I repaid it off with seeing Brevard get a second round win against against Surrey Central. Yes, that's right, against Surrey Central, the 12th seed. We beat them pretty well, and then we beat Randleman in the 3rd round, and then we had to play against the top seeded East Surrey Cardinals in the final round. Sadly, we ended up losing that game, but all 3 sets were very competitive. But then sadly, Brevard's season came to an end. But the 2nd seeded Southwestern Randolph Cougars ended up winning the 2A bracket, or the 2A state championship, excuse me. So congratulations to Southwestern Randolph on their state championship win. You represented the West bracket very well. But overall, this was a phenomenal season, one of the best in the Corey Bryson era. And like I said from the beginning, we only had 2 seniors on the playing roster and 3 seniors overall. So this is basically the same group that's returning back from last year's team. And this team, so that means Abby Pace is coming back, Mackenzie Baldridge is coming back, Ty Case is coming back. All these I mean, Malia Foster and Ella Scott, Julia Trowbridge, etc. This team is not done yet. If they can perform in the coming in the near future, like next season, the 2022 season, as greatly as they did this season, this is going to be a tough team to beat, and I think the rest of the area knows that. Whilst most of these teams are losing like a bunch of seniors from their playing rosters, Brevard will mainly keep the band back together with the only exceptions is that we're losing Chloe Huggins, Amaya Harris, and Kiara Riddle, who weren't really starters, but they did fine, except for Chloe, but she was the manager and things like that. So, with that said, needless to say, I don't think Brevard is going to lose that momentum. Now, who knows? It could happen. I mean, I thought the same thing with the football team last year, and well, we all know that story. If we don't, I'll make a separate video on that. But I definitely believe that these girls are committed to work and get back and get the volleyball tradition at Brevard back in full swing. And this team definitely has the talent rather, to win a state title. Now, they're going to have to get past these big teams like East Surrey, like Southwestern Randolph, like who knows, like Hendersonville, like West Henderson, like North Henderson, like all these teams. Maybe not just in the playoff bracket, but in the season as a whole. But needless to say, I am extremely proud of our girls. They showed a lot of resilience considering how young they were, mainly juniors and sophomores in the starting court lineup for us. It was great. I would really say that our girls did a phenomenal job, and I'm very thankful that they represented Brevard High very, very freaking well. And before we end this video, I want to take a moment to congratulate the boys cross-country team for the Brevard High School Blue Devils. They ended up winning the state championship. Knox Witherspoon took home the individual trophy. He won that one by like a mile. The girls cross-country team also ranked, I believe they're also ranked number 1 in the state, as are the boys. Lucy Murray did end up winning the individual state title for us. But the girls as a whole came in 3rd place overall, and that's extremely impressive. Wait, was it 3rd or was it 4th? It was either 3rd or 4th, but needless to say, it was in the top 5, which is extremely impressive. So congratulations to Knox Witherspoon and Lucy Murray for their state titles, and congratulations to the boys cross country team for bringing Brevard home a state title. Finally, one of our sports teams manages to win a state title before I graduate. So, needless to say, congratulations there. In my next podcast for high school sports all across Western North Carolina video, I will be going through the football playoffs. And let me tell you, there were a lot of great football games in the brackets. So with that said, that concludes this edition of the podcast for high school sports all across Western North Carolina. Thank you so much for watching, my fellow YouTube divers. This is Water Dive 122 signing out, ready to dive into more fun on YouTube. Thanks for watching.